Batwa Community living in Gifumba Gitebe and Kagano in Kanaba sub-county, Birara village in Bukimbiri sub-county, Kisoro district decry over being left out on government programs in Kisoro district. Government programs include Parish development model, youth livelyhood and Emyooga. This shown concern during a 2-day visit of the EU ambassadors who visited Kisoro. The ambassadors who visited Kisoro were Rudi of Belgium, Skovbakke from Denmark, Xavier of France and Karin Boven, ambassador from Netherlands. Others were Massimiliano Mazzanti of Italy, Hakansson from Sweden Mathias Schaur, ambassador of Germany, and Sadek, the European Union ambassador to Uganda. Ayikamire Vastina, omutwa representative, said that government has never engaged them as the Batwa community in any of the government programs. She adds that it's hard for the Batwa to access government health facilities since they are far and it's hard for them to move. She further adds that ever since government evicted them from the forests, it has been so challenging for them to cultivate and survival became so challenging.
N'abantine transporta nekizi kindabona gasende ko kuntwara mu rwaro kandi undi nkuyaba ine modoka ye tariza kunda mu modoka ye ndini sente zo kumusasura ico nico kizibo cyo twina urukumva kandi ikindi cya kabiri kabumendi ko yamaze kureba ngo yamara kutwiyamo nta buhereza bwo yigeze kugira ngo igire ngo aba batwa twabakuye mu mahamba gabo gatukundire mibi nabareka tugira umwanya go twabatekamo wo kumenya ngo no gwabo uri kwitegereza ngena aho ngaho turi gukora kituri kubona abo turiho abwe mbabazi.
She also says that they have been forced to go for cheap labor for survival. She adds that government should allow Batwa to go back to the forest since it was their home and they were serving especially for cultivation.
Nakano kanyabagirire ngo yugo mugaruki wenyu udusambi twona turatwego kubwo nihe ni musirigwe tunatwe niryo taka ryacu rya gakondo nimwe twaduhigiraga nimwe twari tubonaga nyakibazi nimwe twaturamizaga abasogokuru n'abasogokuruza ariko ubu tatwinaho twaza kwiherera ngo turaramiza.
Vastina also says that government should know that Batwa are also like any other Ugandan and when it comes to voting they also do voting. She appeals to the government to also remember the Batwa and buy them land to settle them.
Turabantu nk'abandi twaba turabanya Uganda twena twine kuzahaburinganyiza habwo kuba twaza haguika gutora twena duteraga akarura kamwe kabanya Uganda mpamvu iki turamenya ngo twena turabanya Uganda kandi mwagera hagihe cyo kugira ngo hini bikorwa biri gukorwa mukadusorora nisonga kandi mwahika hazoba ryo bururu turenda muterere muzeyi nangwa turenda muterere ndi kubwo bari kwenda ki inyongerera ariko inyongerera barayenda bamara gutunga igihugu cabo
Penny Nazanika, coordinator United Organization for Batwa Development in Uganda, says that Batwa community have been left out when it comes to government programs. That's Batwa have been told to contribute while forming the group, which Batwa struggle to get money for contribution.
Some of the programs, as you were all aware, they are told to contribute to register. To form a group, and these groups are registered, and to register they need some money, which money at times the Batwa struggle and get, but as they submit the papers there is no response from there, and because they have there are some different programs, once they lose from the other program, the coming one, they will feel disgusted and feel not interested because they perceive it's going to be the same challenge like the previous one.
Zanika appeals to the government to look at the affirmative action, thus identifying different indigenous groups of people since Uganda has got a constitution.
Let it be clear what is embedded in affirmative action. Are the children given a chance to go and study free of charge from lower classes to higher level? What is it for the Batwa if we talk about the affirmative action? Because in our constitution there are a lot that talks about the rights to citizens, right to shelter, right to education. All those are there, and the Batwa are not really having it given to them as they may think.
Had Shafiq Sekandi, RDC Kisoro, says that Batwa face a lot of challenges, including being voiceless, accessing education, and being landless, that is, where they have nowhere to stay. He adds it's his prayer that the European Union supports the government of Uganda to identify some piece of land in order to resettle them.
Some people call pygmies were formerly living in forests, and these were forest reserves. The Batwa now, they were evicted and they left the forest, but they are landless. They have nowhere to stay. And in Uganda, when you are a landless person, you are almost zero. So the bitterness we have seen today is that the Batwa, one, they are voiceless. Two, they don't go to school. Three, they don't access income. Four, they can't go into production because they don't have land. And even feeding becomes a problem. So the two issues which Batwa have raised before the European Union, one is resettlement. It's my prayer that the European Union supports the government of Uganda to identify some piece of land and the Batwa are resettled.
Eddie Kwizera Wagahungu, MP Bukimbiri County, says that his county has the biggest number of indigenous people, and to him he said that it's true that the Batwa were abandoned. He adds that since they have raised their concerns, he will write to the president instead of being used as a tourist attraction to foreigners.
Who has the majority of the number of pygmies? I believe that the pygmies were abandoned and the government does not care about them. And now they have expressed their voice, and I'm going to carry their original voice to Parliament and to government. I am going to write to the president what they have requested me to do, and that's what I will do, such that they can also be integrated instead of being used as a tourism attractions for foreigners.
Wagahungu adds that government cannot allow them to go back to the forest, but rather government will gazette some piece of land and resettle them in families.
It is going to look for land and resettle them as families instead of going back to the national park, because when taking them to the national park is a resettlement. So we can still resettle them in the communities so that they are integrated.
In early 1990s, Ugandan Batwa were evicted from Bwindi, Mugahinga and Ikuya forests in the southwest of the country as areas became wildlife parks primarily for the protection of the rare mountain gorillas. A story by Joanna Namara, Norbert Nyamachi for Kigezi TV.